There are lots of books with 36 or 800 in their name. They say it's advanced material for top students. Mostly it's not. As a tutor, I had the difficulty because there just wasn't the material available. So that's why I wrote this. There are basically no similar competing books available. If you want to go to a good college, you want to have top scores, even top 200 college, good state school, you want to score well. This book is designed for the student who wants to score well, not for the average student. The book is in workbook form. The problems are by category. The problems are made a little bit more difficult than the real ones. They try not to be copies, do a little bit different, but keep the same material and approach. And the test has basically been getting harder, particularly in terms of the hardest problems. They get more and more challenging. They make it harder for you to get all 60 of them right, to get a perfect 36. And there's no other book that's going to help you with the current exam with the material that's on it now. This book is extremely thorough, covers pretty much anything that can be on the exam. There's a section in my book, Advanced ACT Math, where there are real problems, and it goes through several different approaches, algebraic approaches, numeric approaches. You can make up a number for a variable, you can plug back in the answer. It discusses which ones are appropriate for the particular problem. Some of them, you wind up in a time trap where you wind up spending a lot of time, you can make a mistake. If you know this material, you can maybe know one of the solutions to the problem, or it could be a different problem, where being able to figure out one solution to it will be enough. So it's definitely important, definitely should be studied. Now, my book, Advanced ACT Math, covers many very high-level topics which are covered on the exam. Material is also available on my website, www.perfectmathsat.com. You can get a lot of the material for free there, decide if you want to buy the book. In general, the exam does not cover the most advanced material in honors math. It's not designed to test whether you're in honors math or whether you went to a really good school or not. The harder problems tend to test reasoning ability. Sometimes they're in some theoretical areas. Example would be number theory. There are a number of interesting problems. An example is find the 237th digit in the decimal expansion of 5/7. And as a repeating decimal, it repeats every 6. So you have to do arithmetic modular 6. And you can either do that using long division, like in elementary school, find the remainder. There are ways to do it with the calculator. This is all explained in the book, lots of practice. There also could be even harder problem where it'd say, what's 2 to the 333rd? What's the units digit? You can't really find 2 to the 333rd that easily. Units digits repeat every 4, so you need to use arithmetic modular 4. And then use arithmetic modular 10, because they're only looking for the units digit. So this is explained. You could have a rational solution to a quadratic equation, find the equation. So if it says 5 plus root 7, the other root is 5 minus root 7. They come in conjugates. You subtract each of them from x, then you multiply them together, you get 9 terms, but 4 of them will drop out because the irrational terms will cancel each other. That's why the conjugates work. And it'll all explain how you can do this. Area volume of inscribed figures. The key thing is if you have a rectangle inscribed in a circle, the diagonal of the rectangle, which you can find from the Pythagorean theorem, is the diameter of the circle. So therefore you can find the area inside the circle, outside the rectangle. If you don't know how to do this, you might not know how to do these problems. This also can apply to 3D types of problems, and so on. You get you prepared. Again, they're testing your reasoning ability, but you don't want them to test your reasoning ability cold. You want to come in prepared as much as you can so you know how to handle the types of problems on the exam. Lots of very interesting probability problems. For example, the product or the sum is odd or positive. Other different types of problems will go into in the book, but this will have a lot of material preparing you for this sort of thing, which is not discussed mostly in high school math books. They wouldn't necessarily cover the types of probability problems, again, testing your reasoning ability. Reflections, you can talk about taking a point reflected about the axis, reflected about a line, maybe a point, explain how to do that. Rotation formulas, So you can go 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise. There are different formulas that are covered in my book. You're not going to find this in other material. So again, if you want to be well prepared for the current exam, you want a good score to get to a good school, you need this book. Advanced ACT Math, you can find a lot of the material on my website, www.perfectmathsat.com. Thank you.